Are you worried at all for the C-section?
More than anything, I'm just excited for that day. Like, I don't know,
2
this
weeks
is super
from
weird,
today.
but I'm curious to know what it feels like.
How is intimacy going? I'm impressed you've still been able to make that happen with that massive belly of yours.
Okay.
How would you like describe the pain of giving birth?
Right before I pushed, I knew that I was fully dilated because it literally felt like I had a watermelon to poop out.
That is horrible.
When you're in public and you're pregnant, everyone is so nice. They're like, you're so cute, which is really sweet and encouraging.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I just feel like a Teletubby or something. There's really nothing like experiencing light inside of you.
Yeah.
That is spectacular. It's a miracle.
Are you tearing up right now?
Maybe. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
What's up, dudes? And welcome back to the Unplanned podcast.
What's so funny?
I just think it's so hilarious that we say "What's up, dudes" to start every episode. I just think it's so funny.
It
I don't
is
know.
pretty funny.
Yesterday, we just heard the news of when Abby is having the C-section. It's scheduled.
Which I don't think we should share online, probably.
Okay, yeah, we're not going to share the date of the C-section, but
I don't know. Does it matter?
I don't know, but anyway, it's going to be from the day that we're filming this episode. It's 2 weeks from today. So when you're watching this, it might have already happened. That's crazy. Actually, wait. Oh my gosh. Is the baby here when they're watching this episode?
That's
Maybe.
so exciting.
Who knows? We wanted to do an end of pregnancy Q&A because we are just so close to having this baby. Our life is about to change big time once again. But I've heard that the second kid isn't as big of a life change as the first.
Yeah,
And
everyone has their own experience, but I feel like that's what most people say.
Yeah.
Also, everyone's experience is so different. Your knee is
Really?
knee and my knee.
Your knee is over, so this is the middle divider of the couch.
I get a little bit more space
And
because of my belly.
You're taking up space on the couch, and I just don't think that's infringing on my space. So, but you're pregnant, so you win.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got some really incredible questions from you guys on our Unplanned Podcast Instagram. If you're not already
No,
following,
it's actually my Instagram.
Oh, okay. Well, you still should follow. You still should follow the Unplanned Podcast Instagram. I think you're supposed to put the question box on the Unplanned Podcast Instagram.
Did you want me to do that?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I think I wanted it on the Unplanned one.
Sorry.
It's all good. But without further ado, let's kick this thing off. First question we have from Zara is, what has been the most surprising thing about your pregnancy so far?
This baby has so much movement in him.
He's hyperactive.
He's hyperactive.
He's kicking you nonstop.
Yes, it's really hard to capture on camera because it's like as soon as I feel a massive movement, of course, like I turn the camera on and it's like, okay, well, he just moved. So, But like at the doctor's office, even last week, he was moving so much to the point where our doctor couldn't get a accurate reading of his like heart. So they had to give me a stress test. Of which on the stress test, they could see that I was having contractions, which I can feel. They're not like painful or anything. They're like the Braxton Hicks, like practice contractions. But needless to say, this baby has moved in a way that our first baby never did in my body. So that is definitely strange to me. Like it's crazy feeling like I feel kicks in my ribs at the same time I'm feeling him like push on my hip, like at the same time. And then it's just wild.
Would you say this pregnancy's been harder or easier than your first pregnancy with Griffin?
I think harder.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
It's definitely been different. That's what shocked me is this whole experience has been different for the both of us. And I kind of expected it to be the same. So that
I'm not
going to
say it's like vastly harder, but it's been harder. And I think it's because like a number of factors. We have another baby to take care of and like that I can't rest as much or sit down as much.
We were just at Target the other day and I saw that pregnant mom with 2 little boys and I was like, oh my gosh, that would be a lot.
Yeah.
To have 2 little ones and then also be pregnant.
Well, especially because ours isn't walking. So like carrying him and he's so heavy, that has made it hard. A little bit harder. Also, this baby's carrying lower, which is really common for not your first pregnancies. And I think also because I got pregnant like so back to back, I do feel like there was some healing that never happened in my like abdomen and especially my pelvic floor. So that has caused like a little bit more discomfort, but I would just say marginally harder.
Yeah.
Pregnancy is never easy.
And are you preparing for your second birth differently? If so, how?
So the second birth is going to be a scheduled C-section.
Yeah.
Whereas we were induced with like a vaginal delivery with our first. So I think it's going to be a totally different experience, honestly.
Yeah.
Nonetheless special.
Yeah.
But totally different.
I think it's like Okay, the worst thing to happen with a birth, in my opinion. I mean, okay, actually, I don't want to say the worst thing because there's like obviously the worst thing. I don't even want to talk about what the worst thing could be. But a bad, not fun birth experience would be pushing for hours on end and then having to then get the C-sections that you're like your body's then recovering not only from the C-section but is also recovering from the birth itself because you went through both. So like what is nice because we know this is going to be a bigger baby. I'm glad that it's a
Well, that's
C-section.
really not the reason.
Yeah.
Just so you know. I mean,
Well,
obviously that measurements are affecting my doctor's like recommendations, but it really is because we had shoulder dystocia with the first,
Yes.
which basically means that his shoulders got stuck. I guess like on my pubic bone.
And our doctor said that you're just a smaller framed woman. Like your body just, it's not like you have like crazy wide hips where a baby can just like pass through easily. So I think he got stuck, like Griffin got stuck on the way out. And we're just being cautious with this second kid.
Because like you are apparently more
Likely.
likely to have that same thing happen, especially
Exactly.
if the baby is measuring larger than the first, which is the case for us. So, I mean, obviously I know that there are women that do a vaginal delivery and everything is just fine after
Yeah.
having a shoulder dystocia. But that's just, you know, what our doctor recommended, and I really trust our doctor, and I feel most comfortable doing her recommendations. And so I'm going to seize my own birth experience and accept her recommendations. So I'll be able to speak on vaginal delivery and C-section delivery after this.
I really want to know which one's worse. Like I really want you to talk
Oh
about
my
that.
gosh, there's so many factors that influence that. Like,
Yeah.
so many different things. So I'm not going to say, I can only speak for my own experience after that.
What has been a recent I'm sorry. What has
You're
been
giving me these questions rapid fire.
I know, rapid fire Q&A. what has been your biggest pregnancy craving this trimester?
Guess. Also, I should put my phone on do not disturb.
Yeah, why does your phone keep going off? I guess
Because
it's just oh, okay.
we have some exciting news in our family.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Our niece or nephew is here at this point.
Yes, and it's the most exciting thing ever,
Yeah.
and we are so in love. So that's why I'm getting all these updates. It's a bunch of pictures in the family chat.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
go see if we were right or
Okay.
if we were wrong.
I know what your pregnancy craving is. It's bagel bites. Abby's been eating bagel
Yeah,
bites
I ate 12 right before
like
this.
crazy. Why bagel bites?
I
What
mean,
about
it's
'em?
really nothing specifically about bagel bites, but I just have been feeling super nauseous and picky, kind of like I do in the first trimester.
You wouldn't even eat your Chick-fil-A sandwich last night. What was up with that?
Well, you got a weird one. Chick-fil-A sandwiches and cheese don't really mix well for me.
That is true. I thought for some reason in my brain I thought you wanted the deluxe, and then I got you the deluxe one with cheese.
I
and
like
then-
the club,
Oh yeah.
the grilled chicken club.
That would have been a good one.
Yeah, the cheese on that just didn't taste right to me.
Was
I'm
it?
also just, I mean, it's not bad. I'm just super
Yeah.
picky right now. I don't have my normal taste buds. I've been having just an overactive gag reflex. Like,
Wait, really?
yeah, like things give me the ick immediately. Like I usually eat excuse me. I usually eat 3 eggs in the morning, but they've been giving me the ick so quickly that I have to I can only eat 1 scrambled egg, which is so small. And then I have to eat I'm mostly eating carbs,
Yeah.
which my doctor said just to stick to a very bland diet because I've been having such bad stomach aches and loose stools.
Yeah, our doctor yesterday at the appointment was like, maybe you should try going dairy free. And then last night I was like, Abby, tonight's pajama night at our local frozen yogurt place. Let's go dress up in our pajamas to get 50% off. And she's like, Matt, I was literally just told not to have.
I could have gone and
Yogurt.
gotten sorbet. I just had a
That's true.
terrible headache.
They
last
do
night.
have. Yeah, your headache was really bad yesterday.
It was so bad. I
I'm
mean, it
so
lasted
sorry.
for 24 hours because I normally can take Excedrin migraine and it goes right away, but I can't take that right now
Yeah.
being pregnant. So I just had to deal with it for over a day.
I am so sorry.
It was so bad. I had blurry vision in the eye that it was on that side. But what was the question? Oh, pregnancy craving, bagel bites, green juice. It's pretty much the same.
green juice. I think the green juice means that your iron is low. We got to be careful with that.
I
think
don't
you have
feel like I have low
I think you have
iron.
low iron.
You're
You
just
really don't think
diagnosing
so?
with that.
I'm diagnosing you right now.
Also, I feel like I haven't got as much blood work this time as I have in previous
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, you're right.
Interesting.
Abby is a trooper. She has spent the last 2 days going to bat with our freaking health insurance. This health insurance, it's been a nightmare, you guys. They denied every single claim from Abby's birth and all of Griffin's doctor's visits.
And my surgery.
Completely by accident. And it just became a huge mess where the hospital's wanting their money, but then the health insurance didn't cover anything and they should have. So then we're trying to, or
The
Abby
issue
was
is
going.
that we couldn't get the self-pay rate because we were insured.
Yep.
But then our insurance denied all the claims, so we were like left with like, I mean, it's well over $100,000.
Insurance in America is
bills.
freaking crazy.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. It's a
I
messy
can't believe that.
situation.
Like, it's insane. Luckily, I mean, one of the bills was for like 86 grand, and then once the insurance, I don't know if they gave us an extra discount because of all the hassle that we went through.
No, they definitely not.
You don't think?
Extra
Okay,
discount.
okay. But anyway, that one went down to $1,000, which was like, whew, okay. But it's just crazy to me how wacky healthcare can get here. And here's the other thing too. So some of these bills went to collections because when we're in this dispute, the hospital can't make it up their mind, the insurance can't make up their mind. So then we're over here like chilling, like, come on guys, like we got to figure this out. Some of these bills went to collections, and then when they go to collections, you can literally negotiate the bills. So like you can literally say, oh, the bill's this much. Well, can we pay this instead? It's crazy how it works. Like, it's just, it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah. I mean, I've learned a lot. In hindsight, we should have made like a payment plan and then just chipped away at it while we were fighting with insurance, so it didn't escalate to collections.
That's true.
We've learned so much. It's like you don't know what you don't know, and
Yeah,
I've learned a lot.
I appreciate you taking care of those, because when I was trying to handle the medical bill mess that we were in, it was like it was taking up both of our time, because then I was on the phone, but then they couldn't even talk to me. They just kept asking to talk to you.
Well, it's still not done, to be honest with you.
Well, you did a lot of it, so thank you.
We've gotten better.
Thank you. Health insurance sucks. Next, we have, what is your favorite part of being pregnant?
I mean, there's really nothing like experiencing life inside of you.
Yeah.
Like, that is spectacular. It's a miracle. I mean, it makes me cry just like how beautiful that is. Like, that's how we
Are you
reproduce.
tearing up right now?
Maybe, but I'm just saying it's just so incredible. Like, think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's amazing. And it's also beautiful because it's like, it's our baby together, like a result of our love. And so, it's really an honor to experience pregnancy. While it is extremely challenging, it's also like the most challenging things in life are the most rewarding things.
Yeah.
And so
it was crazy.
No matter how you bring your baby into the world, whether it's through adoption, whether it's through surrogacy, IVF, there's so many ways, but it's uniquely special to be able to carry your baby like this.
It was really interesting to me the way that you have viewed pregnancy, even with how hard it was seeing you go through birth with Griffin. And so like my sister-in-law just had her baby, and you guys could check out what she's posted online about everything that she went through, because it was like they went through a lot. My brother and sister-in-law went through a lot. A lot of things happened, and I was like, gosh, I feel so bad for them. And then you were like, no, why are you feeling bad for them? Like, this is the most beautiful thing. And I'm like, well, yeah, like I get that it's a beautiful thing. Birth is a beautiful thing, and having a baby is a beautiful thing. But like sometimes like the process of having that kid is like it can be traumatic. It can be really hard. And I mean, and I would say that in some ways your birth was traumatic with Griffin. Like there was scary times through it, and there's blood like everywhere, and it just like it looked like a war zone in there, man. Like, it's crazy how like wild it gets in the delivery room. But then you're right. I mean, at the end of the day, you do have a baby, and that's so beautiful.
Yeah, and it's almost like the struggle and the pain of it like makes it more incredible in a way. Like, it just...
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't appreciate the baby as much, or you wouldn't appreciate the birth as much if you didn't have to really work for it, I guess. Right?
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I'm just saying, like, it definitely, like, makes the experience something so much deeper,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think about, like, I don't want to relate pregnancy to any sort of like sport or something, but
it's like a marathon.
But I just think about like things in life where you like really work for something and you really work hard, and then you accomplish that thing and you're like, wow, I'm proud that I did that.
Get your trophy. And
does it kind of
baby?
Does that feel like is like Griffin your trophy?
Oh no, I was telling my sister-in-law, I was like, it's like game day. Like, it's like, come on, like, give it your best shot, and like, I don't know.
We're relating giving birth to a game now.
Yeah, and then like push it out and it's like touchdown.
Your trophy is the baby.
That's how I felt that day. Like, I literally felt like an athlete.
Oh my god.
And then after I had him, I felt so skinny. Even though I looked so squishy and bloated, I just like looked at myself in my little diaper and I was like, I'm so snatched right now. Because I didn't have that massive belly that I had. It like immediately deflates into a fluffy little pudgy pooch.
Given that birth can be so intense and so traumatic, even for some, how do you calm your nerves when you're getting close to delivery? Someone's asking, they're pregnant and they're kind of freaking out.
Oh, they said they're freaking out?
Yeah, they're freaking out.
Oh, no.
They're 25 weeks pregnant.
I mean, I will say...
Her name's Morgan. Morgan, you got this. We believe in you.
Don't be afraid to share those fears because it's probably something that every mom has also felt to some capacity, and they can speak to those, and just know that fear is totally normal.
How would you like describe the pain of giving birth? Is there any
So different for
is there
everybody.
anything you can relate it to? Because I know at the end, doesn't it kind of feel like you're almost like pooping in a way? Like, isn't that almost what it
Well,
feels
right
like?
before I pushed, I knew that I was fully dilated because although I have never experienced what it feels like to be fully dilated and your baby like ready to like, go down the birth canal, like it literally felt like I had a watermelon to poop out.
That is horrible.
Like so much
I can't
pressure.
imagine a worse. I can't imagine a worse
It is
thing.
a tremendous pressure down there. And remember, I was like trying to tell the nurses, I was like, I'm telling you, like, something is different. And I could barely talk because I was just, like, so
I
locked
hate that.
in.
Yeah.
And they were kind of hesitant to believe me, which I don't blame them because I was just at a 6, which if, you have to get to a 10, it had taken me so long to progress to that point. And so, I was like, no, seriously. I was like, something is different. Finally, they checked me and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's time to push. Like, you're fully dilated, 100% effaced.
Well, your epidural wore off. So you were feeling...
I think I had some epidural.
I don't know, dude. You were, like, really feeling that. Like, they did not give you any more.
I know, but those women that truly go through unmedicated birth, like, they sound different than I sounded.
Oh, yeah. That's
You
true.
know?
I mean, I'm sure... I guess you probably did have some epidural
I'm
there.
sure I did.
But golly, man,
I know it was pretty not strong at that point because I felt every stitch, and I felt...
You felt every single stitch.
Yeah, which most people don't feel their stitches.
Really, they don't.
No, yeah, because your epidural should if it can numb those contractions, then it can surely numb stitches.
Yeah. Didn't it feel like
And
a relief?
I felt pushing out. I felt him coming out, yeah.
When you got the epidural, weren't you just so relieved? Like, my body's warm. I mean, my body's numb, not warm.
No,
like,
I was shivering. I was shaking like crazy, but it felt amazing because I couldn't feel anything for a while.
Yeah.
Because
you waited a little bit. You wanted to see what you could do without it.
it was that, and then also I knew there were benefits to holding off, or supposed benefits to holding off. So I was like, I want to let my body like labor a little bit and then do it.
This one's funny. It says, "Do people treat you different pregnant versus not?"
Oh yeah.
People kind of stare at you.
Yeah.
Does that ever get weird?
I mean, I'm not one to like care, obviously.
Yeah.
Sometimes at the beginning though, when I was first starting to show and I was holding this like little baby, I felt like a little embarrassed. Like I just looked like such a baby maker. You know what I mean? Like I was so pregnant and holding a little tiny baby. But no, I don't get embarrassed by that. I mean, it's a very natural, beautiful thing.
Does it ever feel intimidating to be by yourself, like to be pregnant and like alone, and it just feels like weird to be?
Sometimes I do feel like that if I'm like in a situation where I look pathetic, like if I'm like trying to like, I don't know, like I was in Target and I was trying to load a bookshelf into my cart and I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit like if I wasn't pregnant, I don't think anyone would like give me a second look, but then people are like really looking, which is so nice. They want to help me. Yeah, and that's the other thing that's great. Like when you're in public and you're pregnant, like people are so much sweeter. They all want to share with you their stories about their own kids, their own pregnancies.
Yeah.
And it's really a cool like conversation starter because it's like we have so much in common because like a lot of people have been through this, and so like even yesterday at the movie theater, this lady, when you were like parking in the car, this lady was like, when are you due? And like she was talking about how her boys are 15 months apart. She had 2 boys and it was crazy, but it was great. And like I've had so many conversations like that with people. People are so sweet, so encouraging, like wishing us well, and they're like so nice. They're like, you're so cute, which is really sweet and encouraging.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I just don't feel cute. I feel like a Teletubby or something. And so it is really cool, like the conversations that you have, and everyone just is so nice.
Yesterday, Abby and I randomly went and saw Oppenheimer at the movie theater, and we had just gone to a pregnancy appointment, and we went and got acai bowls.
Well, I think it's because we scheduled the date for the baby's arrival, and I think you kind of like
had
a crisis because you're like,
that's true.
I'm about to be tied down for a little bit, and so you're like, let's go see a movie.
I don't know, and luckily, yeah, Abby's mom was watching Griffin. We're like, hey, we got some time right now. We could literally
Well,
just
that was also
do.
our date for the week. We've been trying to do weekly
That's
dates,
true.
and
I
so that
guess
was
that was our date
yeah.
for the week. I didn't even think about that.
I'm always thinking of that.
It was just kind of sporadic and like spur of the moment. We drove by a theater and we're like, let's go watch a movie like right now. So got some Jimmy John sandwiches, put them in Abby's purse, and then yeah, just watched the movie. And it was kind of fun to just sporadically do something, pretending like we don't have responsibilities, even though we do. Like even though obviously like we actually ended up missing out on some things that we had on our calendar to get done yesterday, but oh well, we skipped it and just like went and saw a movie, and that was kind of fun to
It
pretend
was
like
fun, except it was like 3 hours
it was a
long.
3 hour long movie. It was really good though. I liked it a lot.
Ay, ay, ay. I specifically don't like to think that much when I'm watching movies, so it was a little bit like it was very well done, but it was a little too intellectual for me.
Oh really?
I'm not a history buff. But I feel like I did a good job kind of grasping what was
You
going
did.
on, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
And maybe that's what gave you the headache yesterday.
No, I already had that.
You
I
already
thought
had-
about it. I was
Oh,
like, did I
okay.
just blow gas out of my ears? Smoke out of my ears? Okay, anyway.
Yeah,
Sorry.
blow gas. You already do that enough. You blow
I
lots
do.
of gas.
I feel like there's no room for air in there anymore though, so my gas has let up a little bit.
It just flies out.
Flies out. I hate that. Ew.
How is your back doing right now? I know you've been having a lot of
I
back pain.
can't sit up.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
I
Do you
keep
need to lay
adjusting.
down? Should we just like let you lay down on the
No,
couch?
I'm
Are
fine.
you sure? I can just move the
My
mic.
back is just very uncomfortable.
You just chill. You just make yourself just lay out a little bit. We can put the mic lower
No,
for
because
you.
then people might see my feet and they always comment about my
What's
feet.
wrong with showing your feet? I'm showing my feet right now.
You
Who
guys don't
cares?
understand. We're in our own house. Like, why am I
Okay.
gonna put shoes on?
Yeah, why? What the heck? Wearing socks around the house? That's weird. No
Oh,
barefoot.
socks. They want us. Okay, I could do socks, but I'm also in a cute romper that you'd never wear socks with.
That's true.
My back does hurt quite a bit actually, and it's because. Can I tell them why?
Yes.
It's because the baby's posterior.
Ah.
Very, very posterior. So that basically means that the placenta is usually closer to the back, and the baby's not usually, but that's more common, and it's called anterior when the placenta is on the back, which kind of cushions you from the baby, and the baby's in the front. In our case, this time around, the baby is right up on my back, and the placenta is in the front. So I think that is why I'm having more back pain, and it really is a lot.
What is the best thing that your husband has done for you in your pregnancy?
First thing that came to mind was making me breakfast the other day. That was very nice.
Oh,
You
thank
made
you.
me pancakes
I thought
and eggs.
I thought you were gonna say that like playing with your back. You're like
Oh,
rubbing your back
yes.
because I rub that like ties in with the back one because I rub your back for you, and it's weird, dude. Like you want me to like really press on your back when I rub your back.
Yeah.
Like it's not some wimpy little back massage. It's like full force.
Yeah, but
like, put
I
your
know
knee-
that you burn out so quickly with that, so that I usually just settle for like back tickles
Yeah, you like that.
and playing with my hair because it also distracts me from the back pain.
How often are you accidentally tinkling your pants?
You know, why is it that it has been not as much anymore? Like it was really during the second trimester the most when I was like peeing so much, but it's also because I was sick and I was coughing a lot.
Didn't you think that your water broke last night?
Yeah, there's just a lot. I don't know how much we want to go into detail.
Oh shoot! Is it still happening? Are you still having like leakage?
No, I don't think it's like amniotic
Okay.
fluid, but there's
Gotcha.
a lot of
Oh, other stuff going on.
there's just a lot.
I
Going
think
on
that's
down
just
there.
totally normal for pregnancy though.
Exactly. It's just
Yeah.
hard to know though. Like,
Yeah.
is this something I need to be concerned about, or is this just?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not as much tinkling, but I would say probably once a week.
Are you ready for this to be over?
I don't want to wish it away because I know
Yeah.
that as soon as I have the baby, I will also just like be like, oh, being pregnant with him was so sweet too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's always works out in perfect timing where right when you have the baby, you're exactly ready to be done. So I think I definitely have the allotted time that we have left in me still.
Yeah.
Even though some nights I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely been happening. That's been happening more frequently where you come to me and you're like, I am so ready for this baby to
Sometimes
be
I
out
do
of me.
feel overextended too. Like
Yeah.
I'm still trying to do as much as I can, and I do need to learn to slow my roll.
Okay, what's crazy though is the C-section is scheduled for one day before Abby's dad's birthday, and I was like, wait, should we see if we could like push the C-section back one day, and then Abby's dad and our son could share a birthday, and Abby was like, nope, I want this baby out.
Well, no, I mean it's just like that's not really a good reason.
That would be cool though,
It would be cool.
because Griffin shares a birthday with my mom,
I know.
and then if Augie shared a birthday with your dad,
We'll just have to have a 48-hour rager for the two of them.
that's right. What are we gonna do? What type of stuff?
Bounce houses for sure.
Bounce houses. That's fun.
I don't know.
How are you going to make sure Griffin feels amazing and special even with the new baby around?
You guys don't even know how much attention that child gets. He gets all eyes on him
He's
all
spoiled.
the time.
He's spoiled, yeah.
So yeah, that was a concern of mine, but it is so good that we have so many people in his life that just love him so dearly, and he just lights up when he sees every one of them. I saw a really sweet video. It went like viral on TikTok of, it was like when you, I think it was like when you live in a multi-generational household and you are the only baby, and then they line everybody up and they set like the 1-year-old.
Yes.
And then the 1-year-old ends up going to every single person. I love that about Griffin because he is like so social. He loves people. He loves just like having attention on him. And it's because he has constant attention, which obviously it's going to be divided, but that's all right. Like, he can hang out and see Augie. He loves babies. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Sometimes in life we're faced with tough choices, and the path forward isn't always clear.
I know when we first became parents, it was the biggest life change that we ever faced. I didn't know what I was doing. I was freaking out, trying to figure out.
It was jarring.
How to manage not getting sleep, but then taking care of a human that was fully relying on me. And if I could have gone back and just told myself, hey, it's going to be okay, focus on your mental health this time, that would have just helped me through that so much. And I think it's also easy too to overlook how like therapy it's really okay. It's okay to turn to therapy during hard times.
Oh, it's a great thing.
Yes.
And the great thing about BetterHelp is that it's super flexible. All you have to do is fill out an online questionnaire, and then they'll match you with a licensed therapist, and you can switch at any time. If it's not a good fit, no questions asked, no extra payment. They'll switch you until you find a good fit for you.
That's really nice that you don't have to pay any extra to switch your therapist.
Yeah, and it's completely flexible, designed to fit your schedule.
Yeah.
And they basically just help you create positive coping strategies, set boundaries. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone just needs to talk it out with someone.
Totally. We literally did that in the car on the way here, on the way to film this podcast.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, that was good.
I could use a licensed therapist, though. You could use some training.
I wish that I was a licensed therapist, but I'm not.
So that's why you need to try BetterHelp. So let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/unplannedpodcast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/unplannedpodcast.
Sweet. Now back to the episode. What would your best advice be for someone that's pregnant?
There's so many different fields of thought about birth. I'm like almost hesitant to answer. But I would just say do what it takes for you to feel the most confident entering into birth, because I feel like confidence does so much more than we give it credit for in entering situations. Obviously, there are things that are completely out of our control, but your confidence in your body and in your support system around you and your environment will do wonders. Like if that's having positive affirmations and like being in your own space, whatever you need to do. For me, that was knowing that I could get an epidural. That was meaning that it was just me and you in the room when things were like the most intense, and also it meant being in a hospital and having like a medical team around me. So that's my best experience, or my best advice for the delivery experience. If you're anxious about overall pregnancy, I felt so much comfort in, like I said, just reaching out to other people that were pregnant and had gone through pregnancy. And then also kind of taking care of my body like I would when I wasn't pregnant also made me feel like really good. Like continuing to work out, continuing to eat healthy, like eat normal, prioritize sleep, like all those things that are good for you normally are extra good for you while pregnant, in my opinions. Like that would be my best advice.
Is it nice setting a plate on your stomach when you're eating food?
I don't find myself doing that a lot.
I feel like you do use your stomach as like a holder for things.
Yeah.
Like you'll set your phone on your belly. You might put like some chips on your belly.
Well, it's really because I don't have a lap anymore.
It's funny to me how your snacking really takes off when you're pregnant. Like you just find, I like turn around and like you're eating like popcorn, or like I turn around and you're eating like gummy worms, or it's just kind of funny to me. I don't know. It's just,
I don't do that as much not pregnant,
it's
right?
just like, and you look at me like you have this like face like you're caught red-handed, and I'm like, I don't care like what you do. I just think it's
joke.
Funny. Yeah.
No, I think I just need frequent smaller meals while pregnant, so that's why my snacking is just the other night you felt crumbs in the bed and I was eating graham crackers.
There was crumbs all in our bed from your freaking graham crackers.
You're like, what is this?
What
I
is
was
up
like,
with that?
It's almost like I'm daring you to say something about it too.
That is one problem with having a TV in your room. We just got a TV in our room, you guys, and there are crumbs now in our bed, in our sheets, because Abby is eating graham crackers.
That has nothing to do with the TV. I was eating those with the TV off.
Okay, well,
reading my Kindle.
But like, think about what could happen next, right? You eat popcorn in there. You bring a special.
I'm sure it's gonna happen.
You bring your special drink in. Oh, whoops! You just spilled your special drink.
Sounding so good.
What?
Buttery popcorn with M&Ms in it.
M&Ms?
Yes.
You like M&Ms?
You know I like M&Ms.
That's just like too chocolatey, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh, the sweet and the salty just sounds so good to me right now.
I could do caramel popcorn. Put some like caramel syrup on that. That'd be pretty good.
I want sweet and salty.
Do you experience lightning crotch? I had them with my second.
Yes, I got it a little with my first. Gotten it more with the second. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that I'm already dilating.
Yeah, how would you describe that? What is that?
Oh my gosh,
what
it's
is that
literally
feeling?
lightning crotch is the greatest name for it.
It's like a little jolt in your crotch.
Like a lightning bolt.
Oh, a lightning bolt of...
I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like every once in a while the baby is like about to come out. Like, and it's just like, it feels like he instantly like drops in there. But like,
oh shoot,
that's not really what's happening. I don't know what causes it, but maybe like a cramp in the most like craziest, like a sharp pain in your crotch.
Yikes. That isn't
like
fun.
A very sharp, immediate. I was having it so bad yesterday. Walking into the doctor, I could barely walk in.
You're right. Yeah, you were
Every
stopping.
step was giving me lightning. And this morning when I went on a walk, I was like, oh my gosh. I was on the treadmill too, so I like couldn't stop immediately. And then I was afraid to put my legs on both sides because I didn't want to spread them.
Oh my gosh.
I was just like, the lightning is real.
One of my fears.
Felt like Zeus was just like.
Oh yeah, Zeus.
Yeah, he's the lightning god of lightning or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't really know where I was going with that.
Okay.
I don't know.
One of my fears now is that like your water's gonna break at like some random time, and we're gonna be like, to the hospital.
Yeah, I do feel that, but then also, did you notice yesterday the doctor said baby's high? So.
Oh really?
Which is crazy because he feels so low.
Yeah.
Just shows how low they have to go.
That is wild.
I know. So
think about all the women back in the day that like couldn't have been induced, couldn't have gotten a C-section, and they're just like waiting till who knows how long till this baby just comes out naturally. You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, they probably didn't have a good idea of what the gestational age was anyway, because I mean, we just have access to so many more resources now.
It's sad too, like looking at history, how many women died during childbirth. Like some experts say that in the 17th.
You can't say that right now because you had so many questions that were like, anxious mom here.
Oh my gosh.
Don't say that.
Well, I'm just saying thank goodness for modern technology and healthcare and stuff.
Yes,
because back
true.
in like the 1700s, like some experts say it was up to 3% of women died during pregnancy. Like how crazy is that? That's so sad.
It's really sad.
But now we have hospitals and all of that, and that's just like so good. And that's why like we definitely feel safer about going to a hospital. I guess you really can't do a C-section at home. That would not be a good idea.
What world are you living in, Matt Howard?
I do not know. Anyway, how is your mood at this stage in the pregnancy? How do you stay motivated? Because you're still working out. You're still going to the gym. I don't know how you're doing that.
I mean, I went to the gym yesterday, but a lot of days I end up just walking on the treadmill because I'm kind of afraid of going into labor. I feel like my body's already like, once you get back from this little 24-hour getaway you're having, I will go back to the gym and not worry about it so much. But until then, I'm probably just going to walk because I'm like, I don't know what could happen. Yeah, working out definitely helps my mood stay in good spirits. At setting boundaries too. I feel like a lot of nights, like right when we put Griffin to bed, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go and I'll like go and start unwinding, whether that's taking a bath, reading, or watching a show. Like I need a little bit more time to be alone and to just like lay down, lay low, letting my needs be known. I don't know.
Yeah. It's funny seeing you as somebody that's so social and loves to be around people all the time, taking moments to have self-care, to take a bath, just like relax. And it's funny when I'm in the bathroom, like just trying to chat with you, and you're like, can you leave me alone? I'm trying to watch my show. Or like if you
listen to my podcast.
Yeah, listen to your podcast.
Yeah, I definitely do feel myself needing more alone time, like as I'm like mentally preparing to bring a life into this world. It's not coming from like fear or anything. I think it's just really a natural thing of needing to transition myself and like take some time.
Are you feeling so tired at this point?
I do feel tired. Yeah, I feel really good. Like mostly during the day. At night, I'm like, okay, I'm sore, I'm achy, I'm exhausted.
What's really impressive is the days that you wake up before I do.
I wake up before you every single day.
That's true. I also go to bed like later than you.
I
think
can't sleep in.
Yeah, you can't sleep in anymore. Why is that? Why can't you sleep in?
I don't know. I think it's just honestly since we've had a baby, like I'm just naturally more on his rhythms. And I think there's a part of me that wants to get my day started before he wakes up so I can just like spend as much time with him as possible during the day.
Are you uncomfortable in bed? Like how would you say your comfort level is when you're sleeping?
Not good.
You like to sleep on your belly, which is like so sad.
Yeah, I mean you just get used to it, but I do wake up multiple times and like if my pillow that I have between my legs gets out, then I'm like, ugh, got to get that back. But I also have to go to the bathroom so much, so I'm really just not sleeping the best. It's actually very hard to get out of our bed because we have this like board around, I don't know, like a little step around our bed, and so I don't know, it's hard for me to waddle out multiple times in the night to go visit the toilet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not the most comfortable.
Are you scared of getting postpartum depression? No.
I mean, I know it's a possibility, but I also know that there's so many resources, and I'm not afraid to seek those out. And then,
how do we make sure that in case that does happen, we have the setup?
I feel like there's a progression of things, right? Where it's like, okay, wait, do I just need to take a minute and like do something for myself, whether that's go for a drive by myself, journal, read, take a bath, go to bed a little earlier, something like that. Or if it's something where it's like, okay, I need to actually talk to someone about this in my personal life, or do I need to talk to a medical professional about this? And then ultimately, I think like the top one would be like to seek medication. Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of just, I feel like it follows a progression of like, where do we find the solution to the problem? But yeah, I mean, I'm not anticipating that for sure.
We should have like a code word that like if one of us needs to take a break or needs like an hour to just leave the house and go do something. It's just
my code word with my roommates in college was bagels, so I feel like that's my impulse.
Bagels.
That was like if one of us was like out in the main living space and being too loud at night, like we would just text in the group chat bagels, and then everyone knew like, okay, that's like a polite way of saying, please shut up. So
we should totally initiate the bagel rule. And it's like, say one of us is getting overwhelmed and it's just been a lot. And we need to leave.
You
like
just
so
say bagels.
You say bagels. What do you do? So if you say bagels,
well, it worked for me with Griffin when I was feeling like overwhelmed or like a little bit in a rut or sad, because I definitely got baby blues with Griffin.
Yeah.
I would say. I went out and called them my mental health drives. I personally like love going for a drive if I'm feeling like a little sad, and so I'll like leave the house, go for a drive. I would get like a sweet tea from McDonald's, or like I got a lot of sweet teas from McDonald's.
Are they still $1?
In this economy, nothing is $1.
Dude, there's no dollar menu anymore. No. You go to any place, there's no dollar menu. It's like there's like a $2.99 menu. Like how did we go from the dollar menu to then like boom, we've tripled the prices? Psych.
Well, because of inflation, Matt.
But like inflation's been bad, but it's not been that bad. Like it's not been bad enough to where prices triple in 2 years, I
don't know, Matt. I don't know any economics.
You don't know any of the economics?
I don't know any of the economics of this. I'm just saying like a mental health run means a lot.
Yeah.
Are you actually gonna run? When I could finally go to the gym, that was like something that was like so good for me.
I'm trying to get more into running. Like maybe
I'm not probably gonna run.
You're probably not gonna run.
No, I actually hate running.
Like I really want to run more because I feel like the runner's high thing is real. Like like when you get a high from working out and it like just makes you feel good. Like I think that exists for runners too.
I prescribe to the thinking of like, do people that run know that they don't have to? Like, you don't have to do that.
I get that. But then I'm like, with any hard thing, I've realized this. So I'm like, everything in life that is worth like fighting for or doing is hard. So it's like when you run, yeah, it's freaking hard. But then like you feel good and it's good for your cardiovascular health. And you get this like boost of, energy in your brain. It's kind of like the same stuff that you get when you work out because you love to work out. I don't know anybody in my life that likes to work out as much as you, Abby.
Really?
So, yes, you were like all about it. You work out so much. So.
Gosh, that's not
but
true.
There's truth to that. Like it definitely makes you feel better. And so like, you know what, the people that run
serotonin, right?
Whatever it is, I don't know what the chemical is, but there's truth to that. And it just makes you have a happier, more fulfilling life. And that's why I've been working out. I literally been working out 4 days every week for the past 3 weeks. I'm pretty proud of myself.
I'm so proud of you, babe.
Thank you. I'm not at your level though. You do 5, which is crazy.
I've been doing 6 recently because I've just been walking.
What?
So.
Yeah, I think what I'll do, if I yell bagels and run out the door, I'll probably either run.
You're in a one wheel.
I'll one wheel. I love to just like blast some EDM music in one wheel. Or I think what I could do is maybe I just go outside and write a song. Because I think music.
Also, there's so. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You can
music,
go ahead.
it really helps you.
Yeah, music is like therapy for me.
I was just saying, if you need to take a break for yourself as a parent, no matter how old your child is,
yeah,
that's far better than having a meltdown in front of your children.
Exactly.
So there should be no shame attached to, and also like it is definitely a privilege that we're able to like rely on the other spouse or rely on somebody else to fill in the gaps when we need a minute for ourselves. But
it's even okay.
Yeah, I don't know why people shame people for that.
Totally. And I think I realized this too, like on that same note, if you're truly like not okay and you suspect you might do something that's like that you'll later regret, like, you know, if you have a crying newborn, like set your newborn down in their bassinet or whatever it is and just like maybe set a timer for like 5 or 10 minutes just to like, you know, play some calming music and just relax or something. Cause like you don't want to end up making some poor decision. Like, I don't know, like potential, like there's moments
that's drastic though.
I know drastic, but like there's moments in parenthood where you like need to set your kid down and walk away because it can get really intense. It can get really, really intense with like.
Well, maybe not in parenthood, but like in newbornhood.
Yes. Because those, you know, like babies in that stage need 24/7 monitoring. And they cry a lot and they poop a lot and it can be a lot. So I think like remembering that is good. But with me and you and your parents and we have a whole squad. So it's I feel like we're set up for success.
We're gonna have family here too.
Yeah.
Like your family.
My parents
here.
are coming in, so that's just like we're very fortunate
to have that. My brother, his wife, like everyone will be here, so it'll be really sweet. Yeah.
I say this all the time, but like I'm so impressed with single parents because I don't know how they do it.
I mean, they're truly incredibly hardworking people.
Are you worried at all for the C-section?
I'm truly not. I mean, obviously there's a healthy amount of like, I know that there's risks involved with bringing, like with birth and specifically risks to C-sections. But I mean, I really feel so confident in our medical team. And I know that so many women get C-sections and I feel really good about it.
Yeah.
I think setting the date also just made it. I'm like more than anything. I'm just excited for that day. Like I don't.
2 weeks.
Also, I don't know. This is super weird,
today.
but I'm curious to know what it feels like because.
Really.
Yeah.
I can't decide if I'm gonna like really like peek and like look at the surgery going on.
I don't care what you do. I mean.
I kind of want to, but then I'm like, I'm not the type of person to pass out.
I want you to also look at me.
Totally. I'm not the type of person to pass out, but I'm like, would I get like.
I think it'd be sweet if you peeked over like right before they pull him out.
That would be cool.
I think it'd be a shame if you didn't see it. You'd be upset that you didn't see that.
Do people actually have clear curtains so that they can see their C-section? Like you can actually request that?
I've heard that you can. I don't know. It probably depends on your hospital.
Because that would be wild.
I personally don't want to watch it as it's happening.
That would be wild to see it as it happens.
I mean, I've kind of gotten to a point where I'm like that. It's just so fascinating to me.
I like to look at.
I'm having Braxton Hicks right now.
Oh no, I'm sorry. How does it feel?
It just feels like slight pressure.
Does your body just kind of do its thing and you kind of just wait till it's over?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do, but that's why it's exhausting because it's like imagine your body's like kind of. I think the only comparison I can do is like pretend like you're in a crunch.
Yeah.
For like 45 seconds every minute or so.
Dang. Is that more your uterus or is that more your abs when you get a Braxton Hick?
I think it's my uterus. I don't really actually know.
Wow.
I mean, I can't control my uterus. Sorry, keep going. What were you talking about?
That was really funny when you told me about the person that thought their sister was naming their kid Braxton Hicks.
Yeah, but did you see that TikTok? She was telling her brother, I think, which is such a brother thing. She's like,
I'm having a Braxton Hick.
Or something about like, or I was having Braxton Hicks, but now I'm in like something like that. And then he was like, oh, thinking like she accidentally slipped the baby's name. Yeah. And then she's like, what? And then he's like, I didn't know you'd announced the name yet. And she's like, we haven't.
That's so funny.
He's like, Braxton Hicks?
Braxton. Braxton's kind of a cute name though. I kind of like it.
Yeah. Hey, sorry for the interruption. We just wanted to say it would mean so much to us if you just took 2 seconds to share this podcast with someone in your life. Maybe share it with someone that is pregnant. I think they could gain a lot from this episode. Or someone that's had a baby already or wants to have a baby. Or someone that doesn't want children and needs to be reminded why. Maybe them too.
It could be funny, you know, if you share this with that family member that like doesn't want to talk about having kids and then you like share it with them. Just kidding again. Don't do that. That would not be cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the episode.
Back to the episode. How is intimacy going? It's definitely different.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
Definitely very
I mean,
different.
it's not going to be the most wild times of our lives.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
It's short-lived, though. It's temporary.
What's weird, though, back to like pregnancies being different, that whole intimacy thing was definitely different with the first pregnancy versus the second pregnancy.
How so?
Because like in the first pregnancy, I think you like it kind of hurt. And I think with the second one, not so much.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
Yeah, which is really interesting.
I think this time it's a little bit better.
Definitely. Oh, definitely.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Not like better than not being pregnant.
Yeah.
But like better than the first pregnancy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously like at this point, you're limited to the activities that can happen.
I'm impressed you've still been able to make that happen with that massive belly of yours.
Okay, let's wrap it up. But
what in the acrobatics?
No, Matthew. But I'm just saying, like, it's also here's the thing I can add to it. It's pretty romantic that we made a baby together.
It is.
And so that kind of adds
pretty romantic.
Something different.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. I feel like the intimacy thing is like so hard to talk on because it's so different for everybody.
Yeah.
And I feel like we had expectations set up because of what other people said. And then we were disappointed. And so it's like, if your wife is pregnant, just have grace because they're experiencing their body in a whole different way.
What did you pack in your hospital bag with Griffin that you'll leave at home this time around? I would say pretty much everything.
No, I didn't. I'm not going to bring any like pads or anything because I know the hospital provides all of that. They provide diapers, which I think I brought some diapers last time.
It's crazy to me how like you packed this massive bag for the hospital, and I feel like we didn't even use half the stuff.
I don't know why you say that because I used all my toiletry stuff. I used my comfy out. I was out of the gown as soon as I could get that off. I put on comfy clothes that I felt more myself in.
Was that overkill though? Like, did you really need your own gown? Was it better?
Well. The gown that I brought. I think I could just wear the gown that they had. But since it was sent to me, I was like, I'll wear it, and it was nice, but it got dirty. So then I had to change into another gown that was theirs anyway. So I mean, I wasn't wearing that the whole time. But it was nice to wear it for the time that I had because it was comfier than the other one.
Yeah.
Especially because they don't let you wear a bra during labor and everything.
Yeah.
I wanted one because I just felt so much odd rubbing. Yeah, I won't be bringing any like postpartum care stuff or baby care stuff because it's all provided by the hospital.
Is it possible to shave down below?
Hey, I wanted to give a plug for my YouTube video that I made.
You wanted to make a plug for your go ahead and make a plug.
If you want to know what I packed in my hospital bag.
Yes.
Check out our YouTube channel.
Go watch Abby's hospital bag YouTube video. It's out. If not, it'll be out soon.
Okay.
Just go check for it. Is it possible to shave down below?
It's blind. It's completely blind.
Have you done that? Or do you need assistance?
Yes, I have done that.
Do you need assistance at all? I'm always here to help.
Matthew, I appreciate the offer. You have done that.
Oh my gosh, I did. I totally forgot about that. But that wasn't necessarily shaving. That was more of like clippers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I don't even want to. You got it pretty bare. Okay.
Yeah, I did a pretty good job.
Anyway, yeah, it's just blind.
Yeah.
It's honestly kind of dangerous.
That is dangerous. Seeing you shave your legs, I'm like, how do you not cut your whole entire leg when you shave? Because you go so fast. You're like, shoo, shoo, shoo. Like your hand just flies at the speed of like light. I'm like, how are you not cutting your body? Because when I shave my face, I go very slow.
Well, your face is so much more sensitive than your legs.
I know, but like other places too. I've seen you shave other places, and in those places, you also go equally fast.
Are you referring to the business?
I'm referring to the business.
I go fast there?
Yes, you go fast
also,
everywhere.
Why are you watching me?
I don't know. I've been married to you for over 4 years. I've seen a thing or two in the time that we've been married.
We got a little bit too comfortable.
I think that you need to slow down on the speed of your shave. Like, no wonder.
I haven't cut myself.
Every once in a while, though, you'll have like a bloody wound on your leg. I'm like, this is why this happens. Like, you shave so fast.
I cannot remember the last time that happened.
It's a problem.
It happened to me a lot in like middle school.
It's okay though. One time I posted a TikTok of me shaving, and then people were roasting me in the comments for how I was shaving wrong. So I kind of suck at shaving too. So it's okay. Now,
I'm not saying I suck at shaving.
I'm not saying that you suck at shaving.
I'm so good at it that I can do it that fast and not cut myself.
You're hilarious. I think a lot depends on the razor too. You know?
Yeah, I like those Joy razors from Target
because I got like a sensitive skin razor, and that helps a lot with my face shaving. And before, I used to have not one of those, and I would cut my face all the time.
Mm.
Yeah. You should honestly try out my sensitive skin razors if you want. You could always try it out. But just
I
let,
do use your
but
razors
just
a lot.
but just let me know so I don't use it back on my face.
No, I use like on my armpit and then I put it back where it was.
You are a jerk.
I'm not lying. I literally will use it on my pitters and then put it back.
Are you kidding me? So I've been shaving my face with your armpit razors?
Yes.
Why do you do that and not tell me?
If we're traveling and I can't find my razor or I didn't pack it.
Why can't you just can you just label it? Can you just have one that says armpit on it and then I know that that's the razor head for your armpit?
Mm-mm.
But
no, because I'm only using it when I forgot my razor and you probably only have one.
But then I'm getting your BO all over my face.
Yeah.
No wonder I get acne.
No, you don't get acne there anyway.
I literally have like a pimple between my eyeballs.
Do you shave between your eyebrows?
I don't shave between my eyebrows, but I'm sure that could have been caused by me using a razor that has your BO on it.
Whatever.
Do you feel excited or sad for the end?
Both, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Mostly excited, but I will never forget, after I had Griffin, it was the most crazy mixed emotions I'd ever had in my life because I was so happy to hold him in my arms. I dreamed of what my son was going to look like and what it would feel like to hold him. And then I also felt like, I think it's the hormones afterwards, but I felt like this like sadness that I wasn't pregnant with him anymore.
Yeah.
And so, because it's such a unique, like, special, miraculous time. So I feel both, but mostly, like, extremely excited to meet this little guy. I already feel so connected to him. Like, I feel like I understand his personality.
Yeah.
And, like, he's just still in utero.
He's a cutie.
He's a cutie.
He's a cute kid. Do you think Augie is going to look more like me or you?
I would love a little baby Matt, but we've kind of talked about how...
I think looking at the ultrasound photos, I think he looks way more like Griffin. I think they're going to look like twins.
It's really hard to tell from ultrasound photos, but
yeah.
I did see a strong resemblance between...
just the face shape.
Griffin and him.
And it's crazy how much your brother as a baby looks just like Griffin. No. I think they're going to both look like that. And it'll be really cute. Like, I'm excited to have two little boys that are practically twins, but they're not twins.
I always say if we want one of our kids to have Matt's likeness, we might have to have a girl.
Oh yeah.
Because I always feel like the sons favor the mom and the daughters favor the dad.
What do we think this baby's gonna weigh?
Kicking so much.
Oh gosh. Let me feel.
I would say 8.5 to 9.
Whoa, yeah, you are getting some kicks right now.
I would be surprised if he's 9 pounds. I would say like.
You don't think so? I think it could easily be 9 pounds.
A week early.
I was 9 pounds 2 ounces.
I don't know. I just don't feel like. I also I'm also very hesitant to talk about weight, especially during pregnancy. So I'm not going to give like real numbers, but because I just know it can be a sensitive subject. But I did gain slightly less weight this time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to translate also to having a slightly less heavy baby.
That's true.
So it'll be interesting. I feel like this baby is going to be 8 pounds, 6 ounces. That's my guess.
Were you more attached to me when labor was approaching with Griffin?
Oh, yeah. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah, I would say so.
I just felt like you were like my safety person. And I feel like that now too. Like, I just want you to be with me like all the time. Like,
do you want to take a nap after this? I'm like kind of tired actually.
We can't. We're going to go see our...
Oh my gosh, our niece or nephew.
Our niece or nephew.
That's right.
We're getting a cake.
We're going
to get a little poster board. Griffin got them some binkies.
Because they did that for us when we came home with our first...
room.
Yeah, when we came home with our firstborn, my brother and sister-in-law like had this whole setup for us when we arrived home. So we need to go... Gotta go do something fun for them. That'd be cool to like bring them a cake. And I don't know if we have time to make a poster board. Are we going to do anything like that?
We are for sure doing that.
Oh, we're doing a poster board?
Yes.
Okay. Are you in charge of this? Because
I've already taken the reins.
Wow. Do we have the poster board in this house?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm excited to make it.
Would you say I'm kind of clingy, Matt?
Yes. Yes. I think we've always been a little bit clingy.
I love being with you all the time. More than you want to be with me.
Well, I think I'm more comfortable being alone. Like, I'm okay being alone.
Yeah, maybe I have some issues.
And just like, yeah, I don't know. I am very comfortable being alone, which I've been shocked by. Like, I'm a very people. I'm a people person.
You're a
for
social
sure.
person.
I'm very social,
but you're very okay being alone.
I am very okay being alone.
See, I am not okay being. I don't really love being alone. Sometimes I need it, but rarely do I want it.
And usually, like, it's if I'm working on some sort of like art, like if I'm working on a song or if I'm working on a video.
You're very independent.
Yeah, I like to be independent and just kind of do my thing and like create something. Like that's where I'm comfortable being alone.
But I cling to you. during like transitions because you just make me feel like so safe. You're like my constant. So I just like want you to be there when things feel like more out of hand in my
Yeah.
life or out of my control.
Do you avoid laced shoes, or does Matt treat you like a queen and tie them for you?
I mean, I can still tie my own shoes, but if you're there, I much prefer you to put my shoes on for me. So you've done that a lot.
I am the shoe guy. I pretty much always do that. When we're going out now, I tie your shoes for you.
I know, but every morning when I go to the gym, you're still asleep, and so I'm still wearing shoes to the gym. You know.
That's true.
Okay,
I wish that.
I'm gonna expose Matt Howard.
Oh my gosh!
You know what I'm gonna say from last night?
What are you gonna say? What
Matt
happened
is
last night?
sleep talking about the podcast.
Oh my gosh!
He cares so much about this, you guys. So that means that you really should give it a 5 stars, like, subscribe.
I have worked really hard on the podcast this year.
You've worked so hard on it, but it's like
yeah.
it's occupied you even in your sleep.
It's funny because
he literally turned over to me last night. He's like, "It's a longer episode, but I think we need to start putting in more of those." And I was like, it was 1 a.m. I was really like, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "Are you talking about the podcast?" You're like, "Yeah." And I said, "Are you listening to it right now?" And you said, "No."
I literally don't remember this conversation at all.
You've been kind of wacky in your sleep recently.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I'm not going to tell the other story when you got mad at me while you were sleeping.
Oh my gosh. That's so sad. I'm sorry. You also are a little bit more of a grumpy Gus when you wake up in the middle of the night. Can we just be honest? We both are. We both are a little bit...
No, Matt. When I wake up in the middle of the night, I wake up completely coherent. You are waking up in a, like, twilight state, so you don't really understand what's going on ever.
Okay.
And so then you just are like, why are you so mean? I'm like...
I don't remember this. By the way.
Okay, whatever.
I don't remember saying anything about our podcast.
But you're the one who just said I was a grumpy Gus in the night. I'm like, I'm not. You're just wacky at night.
How do you feel, or how do you deal with body image change? Your body's changed a lot in the past 9 months. How do you deal with that? How do you approach that?
Gosh, it's such a complicated thing, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I have mixed emotions about it, like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the time, I'm like, wow, I'm so focused on what my body has done for me that I'm not worried about how it may look different than it was. But then there's other times I'm like, I'm allowed to feel a little bit like I miss my old body. Like there's nothing so wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know, I miss the way that it looks, or I miss the...
You miss the what?
What's the word? Perkiness?
The perkiness of the girls?
Yes. And the lack of, like, extra skin, stretch marks, like, everyone gets those things.
It's crazy how when you're pregnant, your belly gets so big so that like, the girls just, like, literally rest on top.
Do not paint that image for them. That is disgusting.
Sorry. What's wrong with that? That's just the reality.
That's not a beautiful image.
I think it's beautiful. I personally think it's great. I like it.
But it's also, like, still lighthearted enough that, like, disappointment that I'm able to talk about it and make jokes about it. It's not that serious. And I think that really, it does make me feel womanly. Like, the transition my body has gone through, I do feel like so much more of a woman because of it. So it's like it has its pros and its cons, too.
So this is our last podcast before the birth. Any final thoughts that you want to put out there? Any I don't know, anything else you want to say?
I'm just saying I feel so excited for this experience, and I feel, whoa, he's just like, I'm ready to be here. Yeah. He's kicking a lot. I'm so excited to hold him in my arms. I'm so excited to go to the hospital that day and just play it back like we did last year. And then I'm so excited mostly for the two of our boys to meet. Yeah. And so I love that. It's really, I really feel grateful, excited, hopeful, confident.
Well, if you guys haven't already shared the podcast with your friend or whoever.
Share this with someone that's pregnant.
Yeah, that would share it with someone that's pregnant. We talk about pregnancy a lot on this. So, I guess most of our listeners are women, so that kind of makes sense. Anyway, we love you guys. This was really fun to do. And until next time. 3, 2, 1. Peace out, dudes.